Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of the Yamaha Warrior build. As you guys know, I picked this thing up for 200 bucks. It was locked up, the engine was locked up. Obviously it's really in bad condition. There's basically everything wrong with it. You can basically pick a part and that part's wrong with it. What's cool about it though is it does have some cool parts. It's got the gold rims in the back and the front. It's got the unique shifter on it still, where it's got like the this little rod that connects it kind of like a motorcycle, which I hear you can just bypass this and put a straight shifter on, but kind of cool anyway. What else does it have? So basically everything's wrong with it. The calipers are all junk. The engine, I did put some oil in, and we got the engine unstuck last video, and oil down the cylinder just to loosen it up. And I figured out this thing too. That's reverse and forward, as you can see right here, and it isn't forward, so we're good to go there. So this video, I think we're going to try to get it to pop over, get it to start, maybe do a carb clean, and see if we can get this thing running. Hopefully we can do that. I don't know if there's compression there or not, because when I was rolling it around last video, I actually had the spark plug out. As you can see, it's right there, and I was just checking for spark. But that's probably going to change. We're probably going to put the spark plug in and see if it has some good compression. So next step I think we're going to do is make sure the engine's fully unstuck, and just keep on lubing that up in the cylinder, just so no rust or anything gets between the piston and the cylinder wall before we start that up. So we're gonna lube it up with some more WD-40, more oil, and continuously push it in gear and just get this thing all lubed up and ready to go. So when we start it, there's no chunks or anything flying around in there, and we should be good to go there. So let's set up the camera. We're gonna push this thing around, get this piston all lubed up in there, and then probably give it a shot of gas and see if we can start this thing. So to start this thing, we're going to have to take a drill and probably put a bit on the end of it and then just spin this, because right now we don't have a pull start, and we don't have the electric start working at all either. So we need to get a battery for it. We need to get the electric start fixed. I've got a new starter for it, but I'm not sure if that's even going to work. So we'll have to see. I'll hook up the battery and push the electric start. We're going to have to check for voltage by the starter, see if that's working. And if we're getting voltage to the starter, we know it's the starter that's not working. So that's the step we're going to follow. So first thing, let's get this engine all loose. Get some more WD-40. Alright, so I'd say that's pretty loose now. I guess we can try to put some gas down the cylinder here and spin this thing over with the drill and see if it fires up. If it kind of starts up, we're going to clean up the carburetor quick, put that back on, put some gas in it, see what happens here. Alright, we're going to quick give this a little spin with the drill, just because I want to get this loosened up as much as possible before we try to start this thing. So check out the spark here quick. I know we saw this last video, but just to confirm that there is spark, I want you guys to check this out. You can really see it when we use the drill. So yeah, there's definitely spark there. Let's try putting some gas on down the cylinder now. I don't know if that drill is going to have enough power to spin that engine over. It's a pretty big engine. Single cylinder 350. It's no joke. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the gas lines are right up there. Right here. Those are like really brittle. So what we're going to do is take the heat gun and just warm those up so we can take those off. Grab a flathead screwdriver. Just kind of pry that up. That actually looks pretty clear. No crap in there at all. So we're just gonna try to put some gas down there and just see what kind of happens here. Get a little cup of gas. Get the spark plug all soaked over here. Then we'll put a little gas on the cylinder. Grab a line and a cup of gas. Alright, get everything hooked up in there. Let's take the drill and try to spin this thing over. I'm guessing this isn't going to spin over, but we will see here. Maybe we'll even get it to pop over. I don't want to break the drill. Too much compression, I think. Yeah, as you can see, something's getting caught up. It's spinning over, but then getting caught up. So we're gonna have to dig deeper into the motor and see what the heck that is. It's pretty strange. I don't really know what that would be. Yeah, that's not good. So we're gonna take off a couple of these covers. I think we're gonna take off the rest of the plastics so we can get to this thing a little bit easier. We're gonna take off this plastic right here. So it looks like these fenders go all the way across, just like the Banshee. So we're gonna have to take off the gas can cover. And I think that's like a 10 millimeter to get that thing off. One piece off. This little piece needs to come off. That's pretty easy. Looks like the ignition switch is connected right to this plastic. So looks like there's a plug. We can just disconnect it from right there. And then this plastic's broken right there, so that'll come off easily. Alright, cool. So we just need this side off right now, so it looks like another 10 mil right there. Get this plastic off. Alright, we got that side plastic piece off, so we're going to take off this cover right here. Take a nice look at the cam chain. Looks pretty good in there actually. We're going to rotate that around though and just see if there's any kinks in there or whatnot, because we don't want that to be binding up at all. So let's rotate this engine around and just see where it gets stuck. You hear it kind of crack in there. You hear it get stuck right there. It's kind of weird. I don't know what that would be. We could take out the spark plug. When we had the spark plug out before, it was fine. I could spin that thing all day. So that's what I'm not getting. It was fine with the spark plug out, so we'll try to take the spark plug out and see if that makes a difference. Maybe something to do with that. I'm not sure. If you guys look in here, you can see the oil pump actually working. Take a peek up in there. Watch this. See all the oil coming in. So when we put the spark plug in, we're having trouble with it locking up again. So I don't know. We'll put the spark plug back in and come back to this. Alright guys, so here's what we're doing. When I spin over the engine, it doesn't get stuck now. But we're going to see what happens when we hook up the battery and push the starter button. Do we get power to the starter? Does it actually work? I don't even know. It could start. So let's just find the start buttons right here. Like nothing there. We're gonna have to take apart that switch and see what's going on. Alright, so from what I can see from the switch, the start button's way down underneath there. So we'll have to dig down in there and see what's going on with that, because that's not working at all. At least it doesn't feel like it. So let's take a look.
Oh, that's the back light.
Alright guys, so we connected the battery up. We took the voltage voltmeter and went all the way down to the starter down here and connected to the positive and then the ground for the whole machine. And we weren't getting a reading. We went up to the run switch up here, and as you can see, the start button is right there. Took that apart, cleaned the points off, so that should work. I think we're looking for a ground right now, and Charlie and I found that there's a huge bundle of black tape right here, and I think
there's a couple wires sticking out.
Yeah, a couple random wires sticking out. So I'm guessing in here is a big pile of poop, and then right there's a ground wire that's leading. Where does that one lead? All the way to the battery?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're definitely going to check that ground wire first, because that's leading right to the frame. So I'm guessing that's not getting any power. What we should do is take the voltmeter and go right next to this and then to the battery. So we'll do that quick. See if that works at all.
This back brake is windy as can be.
Yeah. So bad. Alright, we're taking the voltmeter. Hold that one on the positive. And then we're going to go right next to the ground.
Yeah. Nope.
We're getting a reading there, but let's see if we get it on the frame.
Yeah.
Yep. So the ground is good. Yeah, there's definitely ground.
Or was it a motor? Try the head. Yeah.
Yep. Still getting the reading. So we've got a good ground. I'm guessing the wires going to the switch are not getting power. So what we can do is take that again to the positive wire. There. Just untangle that. What we're gonna do is unplug this guy. Looks like the main lead up to the starting switch up here. Alright, so we're up here in the wiring. Wiring's always a lot of fun, trying to figure all this stuff out. But we've got the switch disconnected, which leads all the way up to the switch up here. So we're going to see if we've got some voltage going to those.
Got some. Oh, that's on amps.
Yep, voltage going to that one, voltage going to that one, and voltage going to that one. Alright, so we're getting power to the starter. It was a ground to the starter, which is good, but we're not getting positive power. So we follow the lead all the way up, and it leads to the, what's that thing called again?
Solenoid?
Yeah, the solenoid. So we're gonna check the voltage there and see if there's any power going to there. Hopefully there's not.
I'm gonna check it for positive.
It could just be the solenoid is bad too. Yeah, let's see. Yep. You can see voltage going to there. As you guys can see, it's not getting any power to the other side. So that's not good. All right, guys. So what we did was put the voltage meter on the starter. So the red wire coming from the starter, and then we ground it to the starter. And we were getting power when Charlie crossed the solenoid. What's it called? Gap right there. We connected a screwdriver from that one to that one, and like that, and we crossed the gap, and then we had voltage to the starter. So I think the whole problem was the solenoid's not working. I think the starter might be fine.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is hook up the red wire to the starter and see if it cranks it over.
Really bad.
Yeah. So we're gonna clean off those connections there, get all the rust off, and then we're going to connect the red wire to the starter. I bet you this thing will crank over. Alright guys, we're going to put the new starter in. The new one is right here. This one didn't even come with a little tab, so that wouldn't have worked either way. So let's put this guy in and see if that makes a difference. So you can go in right over here. I don't know if that's pointing at it. Alright.
Just drive everything and delete it for you.
That's what I did. Alright.
That's all you need.
Shove that guy back in there. Oh,
Pretty nice. Get a lot of suspense.
voila. Let's do her. Moment of truth here, boys. Don't stir on fire. Nothing happening. Go for it. Nothing. Alright, so we're getting voltage to the starter. We're just going to clean off these connections on the solenoid and we should be good. All right, in order to get to where we need to be, we need to get this plug unplugged over here. We need to take out the plastics, and in order to take out the plastics, we need to get the screws out from in here. So it looks like a little rat's nest in there, so we're gonna vacuum that out quick and take off this really crappy back plastic piece. Oh, there's where that plug went. Alright, so we got all the plastics off. They're all sitting over there. As I suspected, the plug right here is pretty gunked up, so that probably doesn't help. And yeah, that's not good. We cleaned all these connections in here for the solenoid, so those should be all good. We're getting power to this one, but we're not getting power to that one. We're getting the ground to that, but it's not going across the gap right here. So we're thinking this plug might have something to do with it. So we're gonna clean that out and try this again. Alright guys, awesome news. We got the starter to work. Check this out. It's just the solenoid I think that doesn't work. But if we bridge the gap, oh yeah, that's awesome. Alright, we're gonna put the spark plug in, see if we can get it started.
Let me see if I have passes, Charlie.
The battery is just like really weak or something.
I think for some reason. Alright guys, so it definitely went for a little bit. I think the battery's just junk. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end today. Ooh, it's turned out to be a pretty nice day. But anyway, I think we're gonna end there guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video so far. My plan was to get it running today, but I just had too much stuff going on and we couldn't do it with all the wiring, with the solenoid, with the starter. We got quite a bit done. We got it unstuck. We got spark, we got the new starter in, we got power to the starter, we found out that the solenoid doesn't work, we found out that the button doesn't work up here, we cleaned out all the plastics and stuff like that, got all that stuff off of it, so we've got a pretty good base now to work on. The carburetor does take gas, so that's now clogged up. What else? Basically we need a good battery that can turn this thing over, and you know, we'll continue to try to start this thing up. So next video, we're definitely going to be just grinding. We're going to be trying to start this thing, and I'm not going to stop until this thing pops over, at least. If you guys want to follow behind the scenes, go to my Instagram at 2_vintage_. I post behind the scenes on all my videos, so go check that out. Also, if you guys want to enter Bike of the Month, go to 2vintagerider.com. I do a contest every month for a chance to win 25 bucks. All you have to do is enter your bike or quad or whatever up on the forum and you'll be entered. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for the next part because it's gonna be good. Until next time, we are out.